introductions. What's your name?
I'm Ruben.
Ruben, nice to meet you.
What's going on, brother?
I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here. Hi, everybody.
Hey!
Oh, come on. You can do better than that. You were screaming for this guy. Hi, everybody. I like that. Okay, so, a couple of things here. So I'm Derek Mackey. I'm Billy D. Williams' manager. I've been with him for 25 years. Thank you. I know I only look 20. What? What'd you say? Have I beat him at sabak yet? No, but guess what? One lucky person in the audience is going to get to play sabak with him today. Should it be you? You've never played it? Well, we play our own version of it, so I have to walk all the way back over here to go downstairs. What's your name? What? Paris? Okay, it's gonna be Chuck, because I can't hear you. Hi there. Sorry, am I in your way? You're doing a good job. Chuck, come here. Do you like magic? Oh, for the love of God, I just left my cards up there.
I got you, brother. Stay right there. Stay right there. I got you.
I have to walk all the way over here. Okay, your name is not Chuck, it is Jacob. And you know what sabak is? Thank you. You know what sabak is? Kind of. So for those of you who don't know, sabak is a game, a card game in the Star Wars universe that Lando and Han played, which is how Han won the Millennium Falcon. For those of you who saw Solo, you would know that. For those of you who like the original movies better, I love you. I mean, Solo was okay, but it didn't have Billy in it, so, you know. Come on. I love that. You did a very good job warming up the crowd. That's usually what I have to do, but I love this, and it's a packed house. Okay, Jacob, I'm just going to do a simple magic trick for you so you understand how magic works, and then I'm going to explain to you the sabak rules, and we're going to let you play with Billy. It's going to be amazing. Are those your parents? So when he's up here, if you guys want to come up with your camera and video it, you can. And then you're going to put it on YouTube and you're going to tag me. Gotta talk louder than that. It's a big room. What? I take 50, man. Come on. This is going to be boring for everybody in the back because you can't see anything, but it's for Jacob. All right. Tell me if I was holding the card because they're going to think that I'm cheating. Is that your card? Okay, Jacob, pay attention. Let's do that one more time, shall we? Try that one more time. Now, if I don't find it this time, I might go back to the hotel. Okay, Jacob. Please. Yes. Thank God. So, what we do when we play sabak with Billy is we have these cards. It's a prepared deck because sabak is not a real game. It's a digital game in the Star Wars universe. Obviously, there is no such thing like that in real life, so I had to make up rules in order for it to simulate what we're doing. So, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to show you all of these cards laid out, so that you can verify that they are legitimately there, and then I'm going to tell you. What we do in this game is we use the king, queen, jack, and 10, and the 2s, so that they stand out. The 2s are easy to see. In this game of Sabic, there is one card that beats every hand on the planet, and if you play it and you win, then you get the Millennium Falcon. That card, it's in the back. You didn't hear it fly over? No, I'm talking to you, not them. Okay, good. So this is the card that's important, the 2 of spades. If you get this card in your hand when I deal it to you and Billy, don't tell him you have it, because you're going to win the game, okay? If you don't have it, it might mean that he has it, which means he might win the game. I'm not sure. So, can you verify for the audience that we have all the hearts proper, all the spades proper, all the clubs proper, and all the diamonds proper? King, queen, jack, 10, and your 2s.
Yes, we do.
You do. Now I want you to take those cards, and I want you to shuffle them. So, while he's doing that, let me tell you guys something else. Being with Mr. Williams for 25 years has been an amazing experience for me. I am an incredibly lucky human being. I've been able to travel the world, all over the planet, with him and meet people like you. I'm a very, very lucky human being and very blessed. He is an amazing human being. But here's the thing. Married people probably know this. When you're with someone for 25 years, you kind of get to know who they are. And I have heard every question on the planet that you all like to ask. What was George Lucas like? What was it like in the Millennium Falcon? And I can answer all of these questions because I've heard him respond. So I have a challenge for everybody in the audience. I want you to have your thinking caps on. Not you, Jacob, you're playing the game. I want you all to have your thinking caps on, and I want to hear questions that I've never heard in 25 years. This is the challenge. I'm going to keep track of the questions, and I have 3 prizes for the best questions. Yes, I get to pick, not you. And the prize is a bracelet that we have that we were specially made. It has Lando Calrissian on it, which means if you win this bracelet, you have been inducted into the Billy D. Williams approved fan club. These bracelets are not available from anyone but us. So put your thinking caps on. You guys see that there are microphones in the audience. At any time, you guys can get up and get in line. We'll try to get through as many of them as possible. If we don't get to your questions, I apologize. When you ask your question, please say your name first. That way, if the question sucks, we know who to make fun of. And then you're going to clearly state your question, and then Billy will answer it. So Jacob, are you good? You've shuffled the cards. You have, okay. So, Mom and Dad, if you want to come over, you can. It's up to you. Are we good? Okay. I'm going to put that there. Okay, Jacob. You're going to give me those cards, and you're going to come up with me on stage, okay? So come on. Over. No, don't jump. Don't jump. Go up the stairs. All right. So we're going to have you sit in this chair over here with my bag. Don't go through it, because if something's missing, you're dead meat. All right. What did you do? You know, just because I have my back to you doesn't mean I don't have you on my scope and radar. That's fine. I have candy in my bag. Do you want some? That's good, because I heard this is a lie. I'm joking. All right. So, before he plays the game, we have a little something to show you guys. Do me a favor, if you see something on the screen that you like, you can laugh, you can cry, you can cheer, but let's make sure that we're having lots of fun today, okay? Yeah. All right, let's roll it.
The world moves fast, but change is always a good thing. You got it right the first time around. It's the same old classic it's always been, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. Code 45. Because sometimes a true original doesn't need to change a thing. It works every time.
The real Billy D. Williams. so, yeah.
That thing's working. It was working. I'm getting you overconfident. I love Brian Piccolo. And I'd like all of you to love it too. You want my arm to fall off?
You're one of the best. He's looking at you as one of the best. You can't back off now. You gotta stay there.
Commissioner, how you making out?
No good at all. Oh, Commissioner Dan, okay, it's fine. Porto and I were discussing the pros and cons of winged vigilantes. What's your stand?
Mr. Knox, we have enough problems in this city without worrying about ghosts and goblins.
That's not a denial.
I want you to buy my new fried chicken, that is. I used to work for the Pentagon. Now I help you to get your chicken on. And for a limited time only, order an 8-piece nappy meal and get a 32-ounce malt liquor absolutely free. You can call me Billy D.
Yes, I know. Yes.
I just wanted to be clear here. I'm not saying Randall's perfect. Who is? Am I right? I'm just saying it wasn't an easy decision to make. Remember Schindler's List? Same thing. One to save millions. One to save millions. I win. Not so fast. It appears I have an idiot's array. Which makes you, well, and what does that make you? Name's Calrissian. Lando Calrissian.
I've just made a deal to keep the Empire out of there forever. I had no choice. They arrived right before you did. I'm sorry.
Who's got 2 thumbs and betrayed his best friend? This guy! Too soon?
Lord Vader, what about Leia and the Wookiee?
We must never again leave the city.
That was never a condition of our agreement, though, was giving hand to this bounty hunter.
Oh, did you hear that, Chewie? He had no choice.
Wait.
I'm backwards, you idiot!
Oh, well, look at that caboose. Hold on, Hank. This might be the right galaxy after all, because I see a heavenly body.
Ooh, I have a question.
You need all the help you can get. She's the fastest ship in the fleet.
All right, old buddy. You know, I know what she means. I'll take good care of her. She won't get a scratch. It was too close.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the coolest man in the galaxy, Billy D. Williams!
everybody. It's good to be in Chicago. How many Chicagoans are in the audience? The first time I came to Chicago was back in 1960. I was doing a play on Broadway called A Taste of Honey with Angela Lansbury, Joan Plowright, Andy Ray, Nigel Davenport. And there was a song, are you familiar with A Taste of Honey? Well, that song, I was the first to ever sing that song. It was written for me for this when I was doing the character on stage. And as a result, I got a contract to do an album called Let's Misbehave with Billy D. Williams. Anyway, at some point or another, I ended up here coming to Chicago. It was it was very cold, as I recall. It was raining, sleety, and it was below zero. And I'm from New York City, and I've experienced a lot of cold, but this cold in Chicago was far beyond anything I had ever experienced. I remember I was literally afraid to go outside. But I was staying right in the Loop at, I forget the name of the hotel. I think it was there a hotel called the Maryland in the Loop? Anyway, I was contracted to sing at the Playboy Club in 1960. And that was my first experience in Chicago. But I love Chicago. It's one of my favorite places, especially the architecture. I don't know how many people are really familiar with this whole idea of Chicago being kind of an epicenter for architecture, especially in those years. But anyway, in fact, I used to compete with, I think, New York as far as buildings, architecture was concerned. But, you know, living in New York is a very special experience as well. I think, how many boroughs is it? There's Brooklyn, the Bronx, and Queens, and Manhattan. What? Staten Island, it's 5, right. Okay, well, I grew up in Manhattan. And that's kind of like the epicenter, really, of all of it. There I went to a school called Music and Art High School, my sister and I, my twin sister. And when I graduated to Music and Art, I went to a school called the National Academy of Design for the Fine Arts, where I spent 2 years under scholarship painting. So I actually started out as a painter, even though I started in show business when I was about 6 years old on Broadway in a musical. But later on, well, throughout my life I was painting. So, but anyway, I got the scholarship and I spent 2 years painting, and was nominated for a Guggenheim when I was about 18 and 19 years old. And I won a Hall Garden, which is comparable to the Guggenheim. Boy, I'm getting old, man. I can't even remember. Yesterday, I was sitting in my chair looking for my cane. It was sitting right here. It's crazy. You know, when you start getting, start aging. I'm 85 years old. I can't even. But anyway, what else do I have to say?
You have a lot to say, but I think before we do that, we are going to play a game with our young friend here. Billy, this is Jacob.
Hey, Jacob. Oh, wait. Nice to see you.
All right, so I have explained to Jacob that, does everyone remember, the 2 of spades is the important card in our version of Sabbath. If you get the 2 of spades in your hand, don't give him the tell. You just keep it quiet, okay? So I'm going to deal the cards. And it won't be as exciting for you guys in the audience, so I will tell you what's happening because there's no camera up here for you guys to know what's going on. But the way we do it is, largest card takes the hand. So Billy, that's for you. Kind of like war, you know, because it was the only way I could make it very simple. So since you are the guest, Jacob, you can play first, okay? Here we go. Jacob's going to play the 10 of clubs. What is Lando going to play? Let's see. It's a tough decision. Okay, he's got the jack of spades, so Billy gets that one. Jacob, go. Queen of hearts. Billy, what are you going to play? King. He's got it again. Okay, that's fair. Now you've got a king. Good. Can Billy beat the king? Let's see. Let's see what happens. It's a tough decision. Sometime today. Take your time. Oh, it's a tie. 2 kings. Nobody gets that. We'll leave that there. Go, Jacob. Another king. He's trying to win. He's trying to win. Can we beat a king? Can we beat a king? Maybe. Don't. That's fine. I'll get it. Don't throw any more on the floor, okay? You got the queen. So, Jacob, that one's yours. There you go. Play. Queen. Queen of spades. Isn't this exciting? Another tie. Nobody gets that one. Go, Jacob. Jack. Can we beat the jack? Tie again. Nobody gets that one. You're doing very well. It's fine. It's fine. Fine. Jack. 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 What do we got? What do we got? Jacob is looking a little nervous. Jacob, you got that one. There you go. No, you can't play them again. You leave them down. That's how we keep track of points. Plus, we'll be up here all day if you do that. 10, another tie. We've never had this many ties when we've done this. 2 of hearts, 2, wow, another tie. Okay, now this is the moment of truth. Who's got the spade? Okay, Jacob's got a 2 of clubs. What do you got, Lando? Whoa, 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 whoa. Jacob, look at that. What is that? He has a joker. So Jacob, do you know in the Star Wars universe it's known that Lando tends to cheat at games? Do me a favor. Go over to Billy and open his pocket on the left side and see what's in there. What is it? The 2 of spades? I think you were screwed either way, buddy. But you know what? Billy's going to autograph that card for you so that you get to go home with it as a souvenir. And you can tell all your friends that Lando cheated you in the game of Sabbath. Please post that online. And Mom, did you get it all? You sure? Here, give me the camera. Is it on video? It's still recording? Hi. My number is 555. Here we go. Look at that. Signing the card. What do you think, Jacob? Is that cool? Here, come stand next to him so I can get you guys together. There you go. There you go. There you go. Mom, you've got the video thing weird. I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to stop this and take a photo. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. So Jacob, you go right down these stairs, give that phone to your mom, and thank you for playing. I had no idea he was going to cheat. All right, let's get right to the question, shall we? We're going to jump back and forth. We're going to start on this side. What is your name and question, please?
Hi, my name is Camilla, First off, it is such an honor to be here with you, Mr. Williams.
Thank you very much.
And if I just might say, you are the personification of black don't crack, so thanks for that. So I guess I just wanted to ask, being one of the trailblazers of being African American in science fiction, I kind of just could you talk about that a little bit, your experience, how that affected I guess how you used your previous acting experience to help influence your sci-fi acting experience, and then how you use that for the rest of your career. However you want to go with it. I can just listen to you all day.
Well, generally when I approach any situation, I don't necessarily approach it based on, well, I got an autobiography coming out in 2023, and I talk a lot about my perspective on how one should approach this life experience. And I generally have approached everything with this idea that I am the full spectrum of colors, and we always move from dark to light. And that's pretty much what my life has been about. When I do characters like Orlando Calrissian, for me it was a question of first the cape. When I saw the cape, when I first heard the name Calrissian, and I said, that's interesting, and then I researched Calrissian. It's an Armenian name. So I thought that was very interesting. So that between the name and the cape, I thought to myself, well, this will give me an opportunity to take this into a whole other sphere, a place that's beyond the question of race and those kind of differences. I wanted to make him bigger than life. He's very much a part of life, but he's much bigger than life. So, and I'm a painter on top of that, which means that when I look at color to me, it's not just black or white. There are all of those gray areas in between, and all of those wonderful hues and colors that expresses who we all are on this planet. So pretty much, anyway, what I'm really trying to say is that I kind of look at everything in a much broader way. So that's how I generally approach all of the characters that I've played. It gives me an opportunity to introduce a point of view that goes beyond the usual arguments that people have about much of these things. I'm always looking for a new way to approach my art, so to speak.
Thank you, Mr. Williams.
Very philosophical today. Yes, on this side, please.
You were Harvey Dent in Tim Burton's Batman in the hopes of becoming Two-Face in a later sequel. Like, what would you have brought to the character, and how did Warner Brothers mess up getting you for a sequel?
Well, how I would have had, when you're developing a character, that's the best time to really express. I don't know what I would have done, but I certainly would have done something interesting. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to. There was a change of hands, so I didn't have the opportunity to do it now. I love Tommy Lee Jones. He's one of my favorite actors, so it was fun to watch him play the character. But certainly, yeah, I would have approached it in some interesting fashion. I can't tell you what it is at this stage, but certainly I would have.
If you guys are Batman fans, I don't know if you're aware of this, but DC actually released Batman '89 comic books. I think it was 6 in a series, and it actually features Billy as Harvey Dent. So if you guys want to check out that comic, you can get it. We actually have some for sale at our table. This side. Yes,
Hi,
sir.
my name's Walter, and first gonna say, that's an awesome sign, you're pulling it off.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, not everyone can pull off a pink tie, you got it. Billy, I just want to know if there's a director that you haven't worked with that you'd want to work with, who would that director be?
Wait a minute, I didn't get that.
Is there a director that you would like to work with that you haven't yet?
I don't know. I've worked with some really wonderful people throughout my years, and I've been doing it for 60 years. At this stage, I don't know. The one guy, if he was alive, would have been Orson Welles. But I've worked with some pretty fine people.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. This side.
Hi, my name is Kathy. My question is, have you ever seen a costume and had that change your interpretation of the character you were playing?
What? Say it?
Ever seen your costume and then changed your interpretation?
My costume?
Yeah, for a role.
I don't think so.
Thank you.
That's a good question, though. I like that. We're back on this side. Hello.
I usually go with what's presented to me, and we generally get into a huddle and decide and talk about what we want to do. So it's pretty cordial.
Okay, sir.
Hi, my name is Aubrey, and obviously last time that you played Lando before the sequel trilogy was many, many years ago, and so I just wanted to know how that's still impacting your life and your career these days.
And what's the last part of that?
Like how that role that you played so many years ago is still impacting your life and your career today.
Well, being involved with the franchise has been a major step in my career. Certainly, there's no question about that. But I've done some really wonderful, there are lots of other movies that I've done that also were pretty impactful, but certainly Star Wars, anybody involved, well, Star Wars is like an annuity.
The cool thing about Billy is that anytime you've ever seen Lando outside of the movies, all the cartoons, all the video games, the slot machines in Vegas, all of it is Billy. He is Lando Calrissian, and that's just it. Yes, sir.
Hello, my name is Alex, and I'm also a huge fan of the '89 Batman film. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. And I know, Mr. Williams, you eventually got to play Two-Face in Lego Batman, but I was curious beyond that, have you had any recent interest in being in more superhero movies in general, whether DC or Marvel?
No, not right now at this stage. I'm pretty much, I feel like I've done it all. Listen, if somebody comes along with something really interesting, I can certainly change my mind, but at this particular juncture of my life, I'm just sort of hanging out with my buddies and drinking a lot of wine.
Yes, so this side, please.
Hi, my name is Sheila. So I've always loved Lando's eccentric character that he is and how well you played him. And I just wanted to ask, when Lando was driving the Falcon, where he stored his Colt 45.
Of course. Always got his Colt 45.
Was there a cup holder on the Falcon that we didn't see on screen?
Yeah, I had one sitting right next to me in my chair.
I love it. Yes?
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jake. It's wonderful to meet you. And what I wanted to ask was, since you mentioned what you do nowadays, what kind of wine do you like?
What kind of wine do I like? Well, my favorite wine is a wine called, it's an Italian wine. It's Amarone.
Oh, cool.
It's a red wine.
Thank you very much.
It's a wonderful blend.
Cool. Thank you.
Yes?
Hi, my name is Tyler. I just wanted to say that I always thought that Lando had the coolest costumes in Star Wars. And I was just wondering if you got to keep Lando's cape and if you ever wear it around the house.
No, I never kept it. No, I should have. But no, I don't have one. I don't have a cape, no.
Thank you.
The one thing I did collect was an Ewok head.
Do you wear the Ewok head around the house?
Yeah.
Got this vision now of him walking around with nothing on with that head. Good Lord. Yes?
Hello, my name is Logan, and my question is, do you have any memories from the filming of Brian's song, especially with the recent passing of your co-star, James Cameron?
That experience, I always regard as an act of love. It was one of those rare experiences that you have, you know, like maybe once or twice in a lifetime. Working with Jimmy, we had a great chemistry. He's a real tough guy. I'm not a real tough guy, but we got along really great. And actually, before he passed away, the last time I saw him, I was working out with a trainer by the name of Gunnar Peterson, and Jimmy used to be part of that. He used to work out with Gunnar, and so I would see him occasionally at the gymnasium, and but it was always fun because he likes to joke around, and but as far as the Brian song was concerned, we actually were here in Chicago shooting some of the scenes in Rensselaer, Indiana, which was really interesting and a lot of fun, and working with the director, talking about directors, Buzz Kulick was a great experience. But that whole experience was an absolute in my life.
Thank you.
Yes?
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Williams. It's a real pleasure to be here. My name is Sarah, and yesterday marked the release of the LEGO Star Wars Summer Vacation Special, where we got to see you as Lando in LEGO form once again. My question is if there is anything that you do differently to channel LEGO in the voice recording booth than in front of the camera.
I don't remember. No, I mean, you're talking about one of those characters?
Yes, for
With
Lando.
me as Lando?
Yeah.
And Lego with a Lego character, Lando. Oh, I just use my voice. And all the things that I, thought about when I was doing Lando as I am, not as a Lego character, but primarily, it's just the voice. I think I got a pretty interesting voice. Sometimes.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Chanel, and it's nice to meet you, Mr. Williams. I grew up watching The Lady Sings the Blues and Mahogany with my mother.
You want my arm to fall off?
So I'm gonna go way back. One of our favorite movies to watch was Bingo Long, Traveling All-Stars, and Motorcade. And how was it working with James Earl Jones, Richard Pryor, and bringing that story about the Negro Leagues to the screen?
Oh, that was great. That was one of my favorite experiences. We shot most of it in Macon, Georgia, in Savannah. But I had a lot of fun doing that movie. A lot of things that were done, like that one scene that we were driving down a road and throwing the ball at the ground and having it spin back. Usually today they would use a CGI for that, but that was all real stuff that those guys were doing at that time when we were doing the movie and working with Jimmy, James Earl. Well, he and I worked together on stage in New York prior to that. So that was, I think, the second or third time I had worked with James. And every morning when I'd come to work, I'd always go to him and give him a nice kiss on the head. He's one of my favorite people. We had a lot of fun. As far as Richard is concerned, that's a long story.
Yes, please.
My question is, hello, it's nice to meet you. So my question is water wet?
Did you just ask if water is wet?
Yes.
Water wet?
Is water wet?
What do you think?
I don't know.
Think it's wet?
Is water wet?
No, what do you think?
Don't worry, you're in the running for a bracelet. That's fine. That was good. Yes.
All right. Hi, Mr. Lando. If you could have a lightsaber and it could be any color in the world, what color would it be?
What? Say that again?
If you could have a lightsaber and it could be any color you want, what color would it be?
A lightsaber?
Yeah.
Red, blue, yellow, green.
All together in one rod. Yes, sir.
Hello, Mr. Williams. It's an honor. I was just wondering, we all know your iconic roles. Is there any role in particular that you auditioned for that you didn't get that, would have been one you really cherished?
I don't audition. I never audition. And I don't say that to be arrogant. I'm not very good at auditioning. I just tell people, if you like me, if you think that I'm a good actor, give me the role and I'll give you something. I'll give you what you want, plus.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for coming to Chicago. My question is more personal. How did you meet your wife and when? Who is the lucky lady?
How did I meet my wife and when? Let's see, the first one. And then there's the second one. And there's the third one.
Whichever one.
I don't remember it. It's all a blur.
I think she's in line to be number 4. And you met her here in Chicago. All right, we have time for a couple more questions. What do we have on this side?
Thank you, Mr. Williams, for sharing your life with us and all the gifts, the artistic talents that you've
Wait till you read about it.
My question for you is, looking back upon your life, you've been able to share all these wonderful artistic talents that you've had, from the art to the singing to the acting. Was there ever a profession that your mother or father had preferred for you at some time, or if at one point your age had prevented you from continuing on from a young age in these artistic abilities, was there ever a backup plan that you had for your career?
A backup plan? Let me think. No, I was, most of the time I had no idea what I was doing. No, the world of art has always been very much a part of my life. My mom, as far as my mom was concerned, she studied opera for many years. She had dreams. She was a very pretty woman and really had dreams of being a movie star. And I sort of, I guess, fulfilled that for her. My father, on the other hand, worked 3 jobs most of his life. And he was a very hard-working man. I'm very proud to say that I come from a working-class background. I really take a lot of pride in that. But I come from wonderful people, very hard-working people. And as far as I was concerned, I never shied away from doing whatever I needed to do to survive legally. But I've been very fortunate. Show business has been good to me. And it's given me a career that's lasted for a long, long time. So I never had time to think of a backup, in other words. I've been very fortunate.
Okay. Is water wet? Come up here. Where do you store your Colt 45? Come up here. And what color lightsaber do you want? Come up here. Come on up, guys. Thank you so much for your questions. I love it. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. You're inducted into the Lando Hall of Fame now. For those of you who didn't get to ask a question, I apologize. Feel free to come to the table. There's no pressure to buy anything, but you can ask your question there. It's totally cool. Really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, the coolest man in the galaxy, Billy D. Williams!